it's William. Once again, it's Billy, HGV UK from my channel here. I hope you're all doing really well, and don't forget to please like, comment and subscribe to my channel, because your support is also very grateful, and I'm always very grateful for all the support that you've given me from day one of my driving career in HGV. Now, so thank you very much once again for joining my channel. So in today's video, I just want to spend a few minutes or so going through a very important topic, and that is whether it's worth you, yes you, whether you've started doing your HGV license or not, whether you're contemplating it, or whether you think, is it really worth it, or is it going to be for me? So is it worth you gaining your HGV license? Now, I actually passed my HGV license in September 2022. I'm a relatively new driver. This video is recorded in February 2023. So I've only had my license for approximately 5 months now. I've been working around about 4 months or so, but I've had my license approximately 5 months since I passed. And I have to say, in such a short space of time, I've gained experience. I've experienced what it's like to work for companies. I've worked for 2 companies since then. I haven't done any agency work whatsoever, so I would class myself as a relatively new driver still. However, for the short space of time that I've worked within this industry, I want to give you my input, and I want you to have a really consider whether the industry is for you or not. I do find that it's there's a lot of companies out there. There's a lot of training companies out there. There's a high demand for HGV drivers, looking at what sort of work is out there, vacancies, opportunities, companies looking for drivers, whether it's class 1 or class 2. And you'll probably see for yourself that there is a lot of job opportunities out there. However, because there's a lot of job opportunities out there, you need to really take a step back from it and ask yourself whether the actual industry is for you or not. Now, like I said, I'm only going to give you my input to what I've experienced so far, and what I think what you need to look at is whether it's right for you or not. Look at the pros, look at the cons, and work out whether you want to spend £1,000, £2,000, £3,000 plus up to £4,000 of your hard-earned money into your licenses, and that's your class 1 and your class 2. Now, if you click on the link below, I've left a video on costs of what it would cost you for your HGV license, approximately what it would cost you. I'll give you a slight breakdown to what it would cost you if that's what you want to do. Now, I'm a class 1 driver. I have no interest in doing class 2 work, and that's why I've gone straight into class 1, because I want to drive the class 1 vehicles. That's the industry I want to work within. That is what I enjoy doing. What you enjoy doing, what I enjoy doing are 2 different things possibly, but this is to give you an idea to whether it's for you or not, and take a think about it. Now, a lot of people have come into this industry completely blind to the industry. Now, I'm one of them. I'm new to the industry. I'm a new driver, but it's something I wanted to do from a young age, and it's something I want to tick off my list and say and give it a go to whether it's for me, and find out whether it's for me or not. And everyone goes into an industry thinking exactly the same thing. Now, since I've been in the industry, one thing I've noticed about this industry is, number one, is there is a high demand of drivers for a reason. Why do I say that? The reason why I say it is because the reason why there's such a high demand of drivers in this industry is because a lot of people leave the industry. A lot of drivers, whether it's class 1 or class 2, a lot of drivers, I've noticed there's a high demand of drivers in the industry, and that's because a lot of people resign and leave the industry. The main reason why I know this is because I network and speak to a lot of people, a lot of drivers from different companies, from different backgrounds, and who do different lines of work than what I do. And that's where a lot of the feedback is coming from. I've personally noticed a lot of drivers leave the industry for one reason or another, whether it's personal reasons or they're just not happy with the company or job role they have. It could be the money, it could be a number of reasons, but there is a high demand of drivers, and that's because a lot of drivers are unhappy with the conditions the conditions they work within. That's the first thing I've noticed in this industry, is there is a lot of drivers that just ain't happy. They're just not happy within the industry itself. No matter who you work for, they aren't happy. And I do believe that we as drivers, whether you've been in the industry 5 years, 10 years, 30 years, or just 5 minutes, it's important we all come together and try and change the face of the industry. And I feel like it's not, how can I put it? It's just not the top of people's agenda to get involved with. You've got, there's other jobs out there that people look at and go, it's more attractive than just driving a lorry. Driving a lorry is not just about driving a lorry, there's a lot that comes with it. That makes me move on to the next part, and that is, if this industry is going to be for you, ask yourself this question first as well. Do you enjoy driving? If you enjoy driving, this is for you. But coming from driving a car to driving a heavy goods vehicle is a completely different ball game. Absolutely 1,000,000% different. A lot more difficult. You've got manoeuvres to bear in mind, the size of your vehicle, the weight of your vehicle, the safety of your vehicle, safety of the external side of things, of your surroundings, your load security. Your vehicle checks have to be on the ball compared to just checking your car, because a lot more can go wrong and a lot more safety is involved. So there's a lot more to it than just driving a lorry. So that's the next thing. Are you willing to put yourself out to go the extra mile to check and ensure every single day, 2 to 3 times a day at very least, that your vehicle and all these checks are done accordingly? The next one I want to cover is pay. What is it you're looking for within pay? Now, you'll pay between £3,000 and £4,000 for your driving license. If you're going to spend that sort of money on your driving license, you want to be in a position where, number one, you treat it as a career. Number two, there's no point paying that sort of money out if you're not going to go into the industry personally, go into the industry and make a career and give it a go. And number three, are you going to make your money back? For example, I didn't pay for my driving licenses. I did get it through the mainstream boot camp. So you can click on the link below. You'll see the little logo here and down here, or somewhere along here, where I did my training through mainstream group. And that was funded through the Transport of Education. You can do the same by clicking on the link below and take a look at the website and register if you wish. However, if there's no spaces left and you have to pay for your licenses yourself, the costs are going to be up to £4,000. That's for your your Class 1 and your Class 2 license. You need to work out what you want to do. Now, the next thing you need to bear in mind with this industry is long hours. I have been to a couple of seminars. I've been to a couple of events, shall we say, recently, where I have been networking, speaking to new drivers, experienced drivers, drivers who haven't done their license yet, they're thinking about it. And the one thing I'm hearing quite a lot is, I don't want to be working 10 hours, 12 hours a day, 15-hour days. I must be very clear with you now, and this is me being completely honest with my viewers today. If you're not willing to work at least 10 to 12 hours per day, and most scenarios and realistic hours, I would say, is 12 hours minimum per day, this industry is not for you. Don't waste your money on your licenses, because you will be required to maximize your driving hours to the extent of, the business. You've got a business will want you to maximize your driving hours so they get the most earnings out of that lorry you're driving, or out of you. You have to be willing to work at least 12 hours per day. That's your driving time plus your other work, your working time, your total hours of 12 hours per day. Most companies, I find, will want to maximize your driving hours to get the most money out of you as an individual driver, and the lorry you're driving as well. So if you're happy to work 12 hours, this is the industry for you. You'll be absolutely fine. You can accept that from day one. A lot of people leave the industry because of the long hours you work. And I personally have worked up to 15-hour days in total. That's my driving time, maximising my driving time, and other work as well. So working around my driving time, loading the vehicle, unloading the vehicle, etc., that sort of thing. I have maximised my daily working time. Okay, so you have to bear that in mind. So if them sort of hours aren't for you, don't even contemplate joining the industry. That's just my outlook to it from the months that I've worked within this industry so far. And I must say, put some positives into this from my personal experience so far, is that if you want a career, then this is the industry for you. If you're happy to accept the hours, if you're happy to accept, the rough from, take the rough from the smooth, because every job's not perfect, this is the job for you. Let's face it, once you've got your driving licenses, they'll always need logistics and lorries on the road. You'll never be out of a job. You'll always have a job. So doing your licenses for that reason, for job security is definitely worth doing. And that's one of the reasons why I did it, job security. The second thing is the pay. The pay can be very good in this industry as well. You can easily earn over £1,000 per week, easily, if you wanted to. If you put the work in, you can easily do that every single week. In fact, you can actually earn more than that on a weekly basis if you put the hours in and you put the work ethic in and you get the right job that suits you, your needs, your family, etc. The money's there if you want it as well. So career progression is also there. Depending on what company you work for, the career progression is also there as well. You can do your Class 2 license or your Class 1 or both, go into a company and they put you through additional qualifications after a certain period of time, such as your HIAB license, your crane license, or maybe your ADR, your chemicals, your hazardous goods license and qualifications as well. There's other avenues you can go to with this industry as well. You can go one way, left, right, forward. You can go any direction you wish once you've got your licenses. So once you've got your licenses, it does open other avenues for you. And that is one of the biggest reasons why I joined this industry, because you can not just driving, you can actually move into maybe becoming a transport manager if you've got the experience, or going to becoming a trainer yourself, an instructor. It does open more doors for you, but that comes with an experience, I guess, as well. So there's a lot of positives to take away from this industry. So the point I'm trying to make here today is not spend too much time on this topic, but I think it's important I get this video out to my viewers today, because I know there's a lot of questions surrounding, is it really worth me doing my Class 1, William? Is it really worth it, Billy? And you need to ask yourself that question. Does it fit around your family life? Does it fit around what you are happy to accept, such as the long hours, the hard graft, some days are going to be good, some days are going to be bad, some days are going to not go to plan. Plans change every day in the industry, so not everything goes accordingly to plan the way you want it to, especially when there's traffic, especially when there's roadworks, especially when there's accidents. There's so many dynamics around this industry, and if you can accept all of that as a whole, you'll be absolutely fine in this industry. And like anything, you've got to take the rough with the smooth and the smooth with the rough, regardless. So I would say from my overall personal experience so far, I think it's definitely worth doing your licenses, especially if you want to go into a driving industry. I think if you've got a good family behind you who can accept what you do, that works as well. It has to fit around your family life, I find, in the driving industry as well. And it's very important you get your experience, start anywhere to get your experience in the industry as well. Very, very important. But overall, I do think it's worth getting your licenses. But like I said, it has to fit around your lifestyle and whether it's what you want to do as well. Don't do it for the sake of it. There's lots of people that do the boot camps. They go into the industry, they do these boot camps because it's funded, and don't even go into the industry. So it's a waste of money for the transport of education, just to feed people through, get them through, get them qualified, but just to make up the numbers in the country. But realistically, a lot of them aren't even doing a driving career. And I find that all useless and a waste of time for the government, but also a waste of time for employers who need drivers, committed drivers as well. So it's definitely worth doing, but there is obviously all these points and all these you've got to take on board before you do it. Don't do it for just because it's, you know, funded to a degree. Don't do it because you've got the money there, but you're not going to go into it as a backup, because you could also, you know, very easily forget about how to drive you know, an Arctic. I went straight into this industry once I passed because I didn't want to forget about the skills I've just learned. I wanted to keep it fresh. My aim was to go straight into the industry and earn a living, get my experience, and then go from there as well. At the moment, I'm enjoying what I do. I genuinely enjoy what I do. I work with good people. I work with a good bunch of drivers. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a great industry to be in. But as drivers, I do think we have to change the face of this industry, because there's a lot of negativity that surrounds this industry, a lot of negativity that surrounds the driving industry. I do believe we can turn the face of it and turn it into a more positive field to go into. And that will come down to, from driver's hours, taco, it will come down to making sure drivers are happy. And that comes down to companies as well. Companies looking after their drivers and treating their drivers fairly when it comes to driving hours, when it comes to workloads, and when it comes to health and safety as well. So it's a great industry to come into. We've got a long way to go, I do think. I will be in this industry for a while because I enjoy what I do. And I do accept the rough and the smooth that comes with this job as well, no matter what. So a lot to take on board before you do your training, your licenses, but I would strongly recommend you do it. If you need any help or support, please comment and let me know. I'm more than happy to help you. I've left a link below my Facebook page where you can contact me directly. I'm more than happy to help you if you need anything at all, any advice. But just have a good think about it, whether it's for you or not, before you make that leap into the industry, because lots of people are wasting their time doing the driving courses and they don't go into the industry, and it can be a real frustration for employers. But also, why do it if you're not going to use it? It's like going to university, get a degree and not even using it throughout your whole life, and you've got yourself into £20,000 worth of debt or whatever it is because you just went for the sake of it. It's pretty pointless. So, and it's pretty pointless to have on your CV unless you're going to use it, let's face it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you once again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope these points have helped you. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Speak to you soon.